Solete omnes. Hope you're having a wonderful time working through all of your classes and your homework, and especially your Latin. Got a great story I want to share with you today. It's about Lucia et Metella. Lucia et Metella. And it's the final story in stage 11, in the 11th stage. What I want to do is I'm going to show you some of the words here. I don't have a PDF of it, I have to say. So what I'll do is I'm gonna try to use a new function here, and the new function is the rear camera. All right, so the rear camera. So hopefully you can still hear me. Right there's our porch with some wind-blown things, and it looks like it's gonna make everything backwards, which is hilarious. So if you're on page 158 and you're trying to read this, I think this screen is going to make it all backwards. I think that is so funny. Lucia et mater sunt in horto. You're going to probably need it on your own instead of relying on my rear camera. Lucia and her mom are in the garden. So this is Metella and Lucia. They're hanging out. And then Metella says, Lucia, pater tuus tibi maritum quaerit, itaque hoconio epistulam scripsit, quod hoconius multos viros cognoet, hodie hoconius respondit, ego amicum divitem, et signorem habeo. Amicus est umbricius, uxor est mortua, et tres liberos habet, uxorem novam quaerit. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing because I think that's not working, although it is really funny. So hopefully you guys got a kick out of that as I did, because I think it reversed things. Many of you have studied about Leonardo da Vinci, the great painter of the Mona Lisa, who, as a matter of fact, when he was, I have to tell you, when he was taking notes, when he was working on anything other than sort of painting, and by the way, he only did about 20 paintings. One of his greatest regrets was that when Da Vinci was working on something, he would actually write backwards and in Italian, which is you know, pretty interesting. Maybe something you guys could try. I don't know, potentially. There's Leonardo da Vinci right there. Boy, he really had a prodigious beard. He really did a nice job growing his beard, among other things. Maybe one of the world's greatest geniuses of all time. Okay, let's start reading our Latin. Enough asides. So remember that Lucia is in the garden with her mom, both of them are in the garden. Lucia, mom says, your Pappy is looking for a husband for you. Itaque hoconio epistulam scripsit. And so he wrote a letter to the Hulk, because the Hulk knows lots of people, multos viros, lots of men. Hodie hoconius responded. Today, the Hulk responded, I have a rich older friend. So depending on your perspective, that's either great news or rough news. You might remember that Roman women got married very young, 12, 13, 14. Roman men often waited quite some time to get married, maybe until they were 30, 35. They were quite a bit older. A lot of people believe that that's why Joseph, the earthly father of Jesus, was not around at the crucifixion, or during his ministry, and that's because he was much older than Mary. We don't know that. There's no proof of that, but that was certainly customary at that time. So anyhow, here we go. He knows lots of guys, and he has a rich older friend, and his name is Umbricius. Ooh, the brick, Umbricius. Call me the brick, Umbricius. Call me the brick. My name is Umbricius, and I'm a brick. That might be good or bad, depending on how you see it. Uxor est mortua, et tres liberos habet. So his wife is dead, and he's got 3 kids. What? Boy, warning signs should be going off for Lucia, of course, who may want to marry a peer, who knows? Pater igitur tibi umbricium elegit. Your father chose umbricium, or umbricius, tibi, for you. He sent an epistulam ad eum. He sent a letter to him. Placetne tibi, is it pleasing to you? You can just imagine the mom saying, oh, I have such great news. You know what? Dad gave a marriage proposal to this guy who's like really old, and he also has lots of kids, and his wife's dead. Is that amazing? No. Those of you that are young ladies probably have an inkling as to how Lucia is going to respond. It ain't going to be good, but let's just read the Latin, line 10. Lucia, eheu, me non placet lacrimat. It's not pleasing to me. She's kind of an ugly crier, I have to tell you, Lucia is. I was just trying to imitate her. Metella says, Criticus, cur lacrimas. What are you saying? Why are you crying? To which Lucia responds, Lacrimo, quod amo, quod Alexandrum amo. Oh boy, I should have known. I'm crying because I love Alexander. Euenus Calidus est, he is a clever young man. Now at this point, what I want to do, folks, I want to read you just Lucia's parts. You'll be responsible to translate Metella's parts, but just starting on line 14. Okay, so starting on line 14, so you got 1, 2, 3 passages of Metella on page 158. That's it. Okay, so pay special attention to what comes between, or else you're not really going to get it. So when we look at this, okay, I'm going to write this up for you. Notice here we're on page 158. We're reading this clever story called Lucia at Metella. Wonderful story. And then you're starting in line 14. You're going to write these out. Line 14 through line 26. Metella only. All right. So I'm going to keep translating the rest for you. I'm going to translate for you Lucia's lines. And here we go. But first, let's read Metella's in Latin. Mea columba, Alexander est Euenus Calidus, sed umbricius est vir nobilis. Lucia then says, sed Alexander me delectat, but Alexander delights me. Lucia vehementer, lacrimat et exhorta currit. Lucia cries violently and runs out of the garden. Wow, that narrator just comes from anywhere. Postridie, Metella, Lucia, and Atrium vocat. Lucia est tristitia. Man, who knows who's doing that narrator part? It's kind of fun. On the next day, Metella calls Lucia into the atrium. Lucia is really, really sad. And then remember, Metella's role is your role. Pater tuus est iratissimus. Umbricius epistula misit. And then Lucia says, quid est in epistula? Cur pater iratus est? What's in the letter? Why is Pappy mad? To which Metella says, Umbricius uxorem novam jam habet. Ancillam nuper liberavit, et eam in matrimonium duxit. Haec ancilla umbricium et liberos diu curavit. To which Lucia responds, quam laetusum. How happy I am. So you can probably guess at what happened with Metella just there, because Lucia is saying now, how happy I am. Ego dis gratias maximas ago, quod me serva verunt. I'm so thankful to the gods right now because they've saved me. There we go. I'm going to share the screen one more time to make sure you have your assignment. You're going to read page 158, Lucia at Metella, lines 14 through 26, only Metella's words. That's it. Only Metella's words. That's a 6 there, folks. I didn't do a good job that first time. Lines 14 through 26, Metella's lines only. Please translate those. Okay, I think that's all. Kind of some fun with DaVinci today. Something to think about there. And that's all. Pax Wobis cum.